Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Max. My channel's name is The Covered Caller. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I'm 26 minutes behind schedule. That's probably why there's no one here, but that's fine. That's fine. You guys are all just driving home or something. That's fine and dandy. All right, so let's check out. I just got through shooting a really good video. Maybe I'll give you guys a preview of it. So let's just kind of look at the market while we're waiting for folks to show up. Now we've been looking at this kind of the story of stuck between two gaps, for a couple of days. The Friday's action left behind a bearish gap where we think there might be sellers, and we've been back in it twice, yesterday and today. And both days, sure enough, there were sellers, and it sent it out of it by the end of the day. So maybe the buyers will try it and take a third shot at it tomorrow and see if we can get back on the other side of it. But the bulls definitely want to get on the other side of that, but the bears are trying to prevent them. And so far, whatever happened on Friday seems to still be in effect, because the Friday gap seems to kind of be controlling the action. However, even if the market does sell off more, which it could, there's some support areas underneath that might be a good place to buy the dip. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on it. Let's look at the Qs. Now the Qs, look where they finished. That's a reversion to mean. I mean, the mean on this chart is right here at 597, and that's pretty much right where they finished. I guess there's a second. I guess the true mean on this time frame is 561, whatever. But they're right here stuck in this trading range. It looks like between 590 and 600 or whatever. So we'll see what happens. Just like always. Let's zoom out a little bit further. Let's go out on a 4-hour chart of the NASDAQ or the Qs. And a 4-hour chart, a bigger time frame, this little pullback on Friday is nothing. Friday, and then I guess, it's actually nothing. Friday was the long bar down. Then Monday was the reversal day. And this is a 4-hour chart, so these aren't days. That's what I'm trying to think. How does this chart work out? Okay, well, sometimes it's interesting to look at a little shorter time frame, like 4 hours. So really, Friday's action was basically both of these bars. Anyway, the longer time frame, we sold off, and then we bounced, and let's see where we're at. We're right at the mean in this time frame, or the trading range. It looks like the center of the trading range, the mean for the trading range is 596, which is about where we settled. It looks like 585 is too low, and 605 is too high, or something. 610 is too high right now. That's the support and resistance right now, anyway, at this point in time. Man, look at the level look at on the Qs. Look at the angle of this up move. I mean, this looks like 2020, the bounce back after COVID. I mean, it's a monster move. Anyway, that's the only kind of moves we get now, are those kind of moves. Wasn't good news for everybody. There's a lot of stuff that was down. Nvidia was down. Misty was down. Tesla was down. Lots of red on the screen. Mister was down another 4%. Let's look and see what happened to Bitcoin. I'm guessing Bitcoin was down to fall. These were down. Let's just pull up a chart of Bitcoin. This is still on the 4-hour chart. Let's move it back to the 30 minutes where I'm a little bit more comfortable looking at. All right, so on the 30-minute chart, let's kind of see where the key areas are. Here's the prices over at Coinbase. Well, looks like they have a lower trading range and a higher trading range. The higher trading range is at 121. It's the mean of it. The lower trading range is either at 112 or 114. Or 109. But anyway, they're stuck down here in the lower trading range for right now. The problem is this low volume node. It's these areas in the chart, and also because this is where Friday's sell-off happened. Sellers might be here. We'll see. We'll see if people that didn't get a chance to sell on Friday, if the price gets back up to Friday's levels, if they resell, and they might. All right, but yeah, Nvidia's down. Well, you don't like when Nvidia's down. Everything's down. Gosh darn it. Let's look at the big stocks we always talk about, the big high yield ETFs we always talk about. Let's look at Alti. So Alti was down great, 37 basis points. That's nothing. Heck yes, Alti. And it's up 37 basis points in aftermarket trading. Great job. Great job, Alti. So Alti's basically flat on the day. 533 is a big, huge low volume node where I would expect buyers, and we hit it the other day. These ETFs don't really trade on technicals, so I'm going to stop talking about it. But anyway, just look at. I guess we should look at the Well, it's hard to look at the underlines for Alti. In any event, whatever. This thing's doing great. It's in an uptrend. That's great, and it had a really good day. Now I'm betting LFGY did not have such a good day. All right. It's only down 8 basis points. That's actually not too bad considering, NVIDIA was down 4 and MicroStrategies was down. That kind of surprises me. Great job, LFGY. We'll go to the crypto quartet in a second. And let's look at blocks. I guess blocks had a bad day. Okay, blocks is down 1.5 points. That's really not too bad either. It's not down as much as, NVIDIA and MicroStrategies. A lot of these things are down 3 and 4%. So that's actually not too bad. Not too bad, blocks. Good job. Good job protecting capital. They all did a pretty good job today. Now let's slide on over to the crypto quartet. Speaking of blocks, here's the finishing results for the day. Yeah, it's down 1.5 points, which is not nothing, but a few days ago when the market sold off, this one was down 5 or 6%, I think. So 1.5 points is not bad. Not bad at all. We can definitely handle that when you consider some of the stocks it owned were off a lot more. And I'm thinking MicroStrategies down 4. Look at CoreWeave was down 5. Bitmine Immersion was down nearly 7. Coinbase was down more than 4. Hood was down more than 4. However, they cushioned it because they also had Iron, which was up 8%. Great job. And they caught a few other stocks that were up. But then they had Mara, which was also up. So I guess the Mara and the Iron helped balance out these other ones that were down. All right, well, that's blocks. I think that's at least a moral victory for blocks. Good day. LFGY, let's look at LFGY's day and see how it went. It was flat. We've already looked at the chart, and it said flat over there on the chart. It's flat here. But how did it get that way? It got that way because about half the stuff was up, half was down. They have Mara also, just like blocks. Mara was up. And they have some other things that were up. Mara wasn't just up a little bit. It was up a lot, 10%. And CleanSpark was up nearly 10% also. And then they had Hut up a little bit. Riot, XYZ, which otherwise known as Square or Block. How many different names does that thing have? What is it? Is it Square or Block? It's called Block now. It used to be called Square. Ticker used to be SQ. Now the ticker's XYZ, but they call it Block, right? Yeah. Anyway, bad day for Bitmine Immersion. Oh, well, now let's look at Alti. Now, Alti was also flat. Alti was also flat. Just hang on a second here. Let me find Alti. There's Alti stock positions, and here's the results of those stock positions. Okay. And Alti was basically flat. I mean, down a little bit, but not, nothing compared to, when I saw Nvidia and down 4, I thought Alti would be down a lot worse. Alti doesn't have Nvidia right now, but it has a lot of stocks like Nvidia, like MicroStrategies, which is also down big. Hood, which is also kind of in that same class of stock. Coinbase. I just figured Alti would be down big, but I guess it's being ballasted by SoundHound. SoundHound is up 9%. Symbotic is up big, as is Open, as is Material Processing, MP, the big infrastructure, rare earth play. Good job protecting capital. Alti, we will darn sure take it. Let's look at Salty. See what Salty did. Here's Salty. I guess Salty's flat also. I don't know. I can't even. Yeah, it is. Looks like it's basically unchanged. It looks like Astero was down big, like 20%. But that's good. That helped them out. They caught that short. Great job, guys. But unfortunately, they were on the wrong side of the Mara trade, which was up 9%. And then we're on the wrong side of the Bloom Energy and Lemonade trade. But I guess that A-Lab pretty much balanced it out and left them basically unchanged on the day. Tempest AI also pulled back, and Bitmine Immersion also pulled back 5, 6, 7%, and they caught those on the downside. Good job, Salty. That is good to see. Let's go to the index buffer report. I'll stop by the comment section really fast to make sure you guys are behaving yourself. There's 8 of you guys here. Sorry, it's a little bit late. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Collectors and Dreams, or a Collector's Dream. Hey, BR, thank you for being here from the beautiful state of Georgia. Let's see. Hey, Max, first time 2 years, I'm saying hello from a non-war zone. Oh, okay. I guess you're in Israel and or somewhere over in that area. That's wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. I am really glad to hear it. I'm glad. Hopefully everyone's safe, and at least all the people you love are. Hopefully. Anyway, you won't touch crypto unless it settles a bit. If it moves with the Qs, actually don't see the point. Any thoughts? Why don't you guys give them thoughts? You don't see the point on crypto because it moves with the Qs, so it's not a diversifier. Is that what you're saying? It's like I'm using it just like I think crypto has become the Qs. Or is that the case, or is it just that the economy has so much to do not only with crypto but also with AI, but not crypto specifically, but DeFi, where there's so much stuff that's generally you could throw in the basket of crypto. Even the AI stuff helps with the crypto and the robotics and stuff. Yeah, it's definitely not a diversifier anymore. It moves the same direction. So I just got interested in it because you guys are interested in it. Look at me. I'm 59 years old tomorrow. I don't know anything about crypto. You know, when I was in school, I was the first generation where we had computers and had computer labs, but they were the old 9-inch Mac, the old 9-inch Apples. But anyway, it's wonderful what's happened, but I'm just in crypto because everyone says I have to be. I watch influencers too, and I'm influenced by other influencers who say you have to be. So, hey, Mark, thanks for being here. Redfish, thanks for being here. Marcus again. Yeah, Israel, I figured as much. That is crazy, though. Does Blocks have puts? I don't know. Maybe let's go check. Nah, not at this point. Crypto's its own index. I got you. Yeah, it's tomorrow I'll be 59. It's even more amazing than that is next year I'll be 60. I don't feel 60. Went on a great run with Jax today. I'm trying to think how far he went. Probably not too far. A mile and a half there. We ran to do an errand. But anyway, we ran about a mile and a half, did a quick errand, then ran back a mile. It was probably about 3 miles. Beautiful day. We had a good time. I'm trying to get Jax in shape. Anyway, all right. So let's look at the index buffer report. Where is the old index buffer? It's over here on this one. Sometimes we see stuff on the index buffer I miss elsewhere. Then we're going to go get into Stocktools. Stocktools is an amazing tool. We're going to go check out Stocktools next. All right. So look at this. You can just see the red. The red is how much the SPY's moved. So the left side is SPY-based assets. That's why there's barely any red over there. Then the middle is Q-based assets. I use the triple Qs on one of them for an underline, but that's basically Qs or triple Qs. Then the right is back to the small moves again, and that is Russell. So really the market, basically the SPY, you'd almost call that unchanged, down 12. It's close to unchanged. Russell's down 16, but now the Qs, had a little bit of a problem. The Qs were down 6, about a little bit more than 0.5%. Anyway, worst performing SPY one, it's this way every day, feed and 5e, or it's the best. It's the best and worst because they're the most concentrated. The other SPY-based funds are based on a larger amount of stocks. So just because of math, they aren't going to move as fast. because they're based on 100 stocks or 50 stocks or whatever. But these are just based on 5 stocks, feed and 5E, and they're always up the most and down the most. Well, today they're down the most. Okay. Well, on a bullish day, they're up the most though. So it's kind of the way it goes. JEPI really had a good day today. JEPI looks good. XDTE did not have such a good day, nor did SVOL, nor did, well, we don't really look at VYLD. That's not an income fund. ZVOL pulling back. Anyway, NASDAQ related, Q up is down quite a bit, down 3%. Q up, actually, it's an ETF that just YOLOs call options. I've talked about it multiple times. I'm not going to talk about it today, but it's an interesting fund. It's a YOLO call option fund, and they're actually doing fairly well, better than I would expect. Let's just say that. Anyway, GPTY down 1.5, blocks down 1.5, WPay down 1.5. Anyway, over here in Russell land, I think that's jacked up because I think there's something wrong with the data there. Anyway, we're going to skip that today. Let's look at Yield Max Buffer Report. So in Yield Max land, Misty caught on, about 90% of the downside. NVIDIA or in NVDY caught about 80% of NVIDIA's downside, it would appear. Eyeballing it, Coney probably caught 80 or 97. I wonder if that's my neighbor. It was my neighbor. I'm going to go talk to her really quick, make sure she's all right. They'll let me know if it's my neighbor. Anyway, all right. Well, on the good list, on the good list today, what do we have? Palti, Abney, AMD, GUI. So kind of slim pickings there. Now let's go to Stocktools.app is really cool. It's I guess you call it a web app. Let's go check it out. They have they have great tools for option trading and stuff. It's basically Tasty Trade for people that don't have Tasty Trade, but Tasty Trade doesn't have a comparison tool for the high yield ETFs. Well, for today, I'm just going to look at the comparison tool for the high yield ETFs, but this has a lot of other stuff. This has option screeners, option back testers. It has a covered strangle calculator, covered call calculator. Get this. It has a rolling engine where you can put in, hey, I'm thinking about rolling from this one to this one. What should I do? Give me some options. It's really cool. But I usually on these shows, especially go to dividends and then go to income ETF analysis to put these things to the test. You know me, I'm into the data side of it and that kind of stuff. So let's just select all of these stocks that we follow, every high yield stock. Let's throw them all in a group. Round Hill, all of them. Neos, Granite Shares. Let's just see which one did the best today. I made a video on blocks today, and that's why you see these comparisons there. Blocks versus LFGY, blocks versus Alti, blocks versus SEPI. I like to use this for a comparison tool also, but I'm just trying to compare all of them right now. Let's maybe do on second thought, let's just go look at maybe Rex. Well, it looks like we're having a little issue right now with the data. That happens sometimes. That happens sometimes. Who knows? Did I just sign out? Gosh darn it. Anyway, we'll come back there. We'll come back there later. Do you guys have any questions? We can darn sure talk about it. Am I a fan of WPay? I am before I watched that Roger Sands video. Did you guys see that Roger Sands video? Never heard of this guy, and then all the past couple of days he's all over the place. As good, has great content. I really enjoyed that video, but he showed that it wasn't. He showed that it wasn't really. It didn't seem to be getting the 20% bonus leverage. Now it does say in the prospectus that they try to get 20%. There's no guarantee they can actually achieve that. He missed. I mean, so, but it, it doesn't really get. Well, go watch his video. Go watch his video. It was he put a lot of work into it. I'm still all right with it, but that's now perked my attention up. I'm now going to keep an eye on it. I'm not going to keep an eye on it. But yeah, so all of these. So the thing is, any fund that pays an income will lose value over time, but hopefully not overall value, but is going to lose the amount of the income out of the NAV. That's the way it goes. It's this depletion. These things don't erode, they deplete, but some of them deplete more than others. So that's kind of a given. Here's the thing here's the thing that got my attention. So I've just looked at the prospectus. I like the idea of WPay, and I wanted something more bullish, more just wildly bullish my portfolio. So I bought it without really looking into it that much. But I expected, because they aren't selling options, and that's what they say, they aren't selling options directly anyway, but what they do, they own the stock synthetically with a little bit of leverage on it, with no option selling. So like I thought that I would catch the full upside in AMD. Well, did you guys see AMDW? It didn't look like it caught the full upside. And I know I'm switching to AMDW, but AMDW is a component in WPay. And it looks like on the day that I would have thought that if they aren't selling options, it should have been up, the full 20%. But in this guy's video, it was only up 8%. So that proves what I've said the whole time. They are selling options synthetically. They have to be, because their counterparty's selling it. So they're capping something somewhere. Something's being capped somewhere, because there's no free money. Money doesn't fall out of the sky. You can't just have all the upside and pay a 40%. It has to come from somewhere too. So I think basically this guy discovered that, or he put numbers to it. And anyway, go watch the video yourself and let me know. Let me know what you guys think. How I am. I skimmed it. I tried to take the main points. He may have, if I watch it again in detail, he may have made some of these points also. So anyway, I'm not worried about it at this point, but it's caught my attention. Same thing that happened to QLDY. QLDY lately hasn't been performing as well as I would expect either. And I'm trying to figure out why that is. So not that I have a problem with those two, but those are actually the two that I put in my portfolio specifically. Well, in blocks. I put blocks, WPay. I put blocks and WPay in my portfolio because I wanted more upside. I'm going for more total return. I have plenty of income. I'm trying to mix in some upside. Anyway, I still think WPay should get more upside than your standard fund. I still think QLDY should get more upside than your standard fund. They're both lagging my expectations, is what I was saying. Who is the guy you mentioned again? Let's go. I'm going to go get that video. He seems to be a good guy. Let's just go. Roger Sands, YouTube. The Roger Sands Show. I never heard him before. He has about twice the followers I do. I'm up to 4,200. He has about 9,100. And I like him all right, but let me find the specific video. It says Roundhill WPay, the truth about these weekly pays. So I'm going to do a little share and then put this in the notes. Maybe we'll look at it real quick. I wanted to show you this AMD thing. AMD thing concerned me more than, or interests me more than anything else. Let's just say that. But I think it's the clue to the problem. So, these guys are selling options. They are capped. Or something bad's happening. You can't get something good without something bad happening. If you guys watch Tasty Trade, you've seen Dr. Jim. If for every give me, there's a gotcha. Yeah, that's true. It's true in life as well as anything else. All right, so let me slap this into the comments. I still like? I still like them. I haven't thought about them as much. But I used to like Triple QI and WDTE in the same type of class those are in, and then those just started spanking the Defiance ones. So I pretty much declared that those are a better plan. And then YieldMax came out with some that did the same plan as those. But yeah, those are good. I also lately have been kind of digging on Y-Spy in the same type of category, kind of. Redfish bought a little in VDW today. Nice. Anyway, there's that video. Let me show you the part I'm concerned about. We'll just, hopefully he won't mind if we play a little bit of it here. I hope he doesn't get upset. I'm going to hit mute. So let's see. I just want to show you, I just wanted to show you what AMDW, the stock was up 30% and the round hill AMDW was only up 6%. Okay, so what does that sound like? That sounds like options. It's doing, I mean, that the reason it was only up 6% is because the market makers know it doesn't matter if their prospectus says they don't sell options. The market maker knows, well, your counterparty's selling options. For the counterparty to sell options, he's not going to get all of that upside. He's going to get a portion of it. So they're only getting credit for part of the upside. I kind of feel vindicated and disappointed at the same time because I started to kind of believe their hype. I was starting to think, well, it'd be nice to have a little thing that's just totally uncapped, but there's no such thing, you know. Anyway, yeah, of course, a lot of people have switched to Alti lately, and because of the money, and because I think a lot of people are into it and they've got curious about it. The thing is, Alti's so badass and everyone missed it a year ago. I was one of the only people talking about it. People hated it and stuff. And I was just going crazy that this is a hedge fund. These guys are on a different level. And now I think the world's caught up with us, right? New ETF, Max, SEP-I. Let me take a guess on what SEP-I is. It's going to be an S&P income fund. But let's go take a look. Let's get FinViz out and see what we can find out about SEP-I. Or is it in the prospectus stage yet? Well, we'll see. Maybe Marcus means there's a prospectus. No. Oh, Shelton Equity Premium Income. Okay, Shelton Equity. Okay, never heard of Shelton Equity. All right, well, we go in the right direction. Haven't paid a dividend yet. So 3% right now. They have the usual suspects. It looks like they have Mag 7 plus cash plus Lowell Goldman, Lowell Johnson & Johnson for stability. Or they have lots of the Mag 7. They have Apple, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, you know. Yeah, I like it. What's the AUM? 26 million. You got any of that thing, Marcus? What kind of dividends is it going to pay? I wonder. Leveraged income ETF should, in theory, keep with the underlying. So yes, I agree. I think leverage is the final frontier. I think if you would combine the lightning spread plus leverage, and the lightning spread is blocks as general strategy. It's kind of a way of getting income that gets in the way of the upside a little less. Yeah, I think so. All right, so Marcus has given us a report. Sells, calls, and puts on individual stocks. Not sure for the distribution. It doesn't look like they've had one yet. Froggy finally showed up. I'm a little bit late today. It's 4:55 nighttime. Crazy to think that there are more ETFs than actual stocks. It is. But I think an ETF is cooler than an actual stock. An ETF is the greatest invention ever, or these high yield ETFs are. Because it's so much more than a stock. It's like you're buying, it's a mutual. It's like some of them are like mutual funds. And back in the day, there were some good mutual funds. There were some mutual funds that made people very happy and say, you know, but anyway, it's like an ETF is like, but it's so much more than a mutual fund because of the stuff they can do. Now, because of the derivative. In 2019, I think they passed some rule called the derivative rule or something, or Jay always talks about it, but it allowed derivatives into ETFs. And that's a total oversimplification, but that was the effect it had. And it's a brand new world since then. I mean, a good stock's awesome. I mean, a good stock's wonderful, but a good strategy with like a bunch of good stocks is even better. I mean, you know, in the old days, I guess you had, you're also, because I like to bet on the traders too, not just the stock. I guess though, in the old days, you were also, you're betting on the company, but you're also betting on the management. So kind of in the same way, but ETF has management that are option bros. So yeah, I love it. And it's not just options. It's auto callable bonds. It's I know Marcus likes those CAIE, the auto callable bonds. Those are breaking out everywhere. These defined outcome strategies where they basically, it's a collar where they put collars on different things and make it where you can't lose money below a certain point. The buffer strategy defined outcome is what they call that. It's a brand new world, and I think ETFs are the way to the future someday. And not only that, and what's really the way to the future is the tokenization of everything. Do you think that they're going to tokenize everything, and then you'll even tokenize ETFs? I don't know. Okay. There are very few companies going public the past few years. Makes perfect sense that you have more funds than stocks. True. That is true. Marcus's opinion is basically regular investors don't have to learn. Oh, yeah. No, it is. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. You don't have to. In the old days, you would go buy a book, and a lot of retired guys my age would learn how to sell covered calls. And there's some great books written. I read every one of them, and I helped the guys, and I helped people out that were my age and had, that were my age and retiring, my age now. When I was you guys' age, when I was 28 and 30, I was a broker and a wealth manager, and I was, showing guys how to do credit spreads and stuff. But we didn't have near as many opportunities because commissions were so high. You could maybe do, the commissions were too high really to do any type of spread. I had one client that did them anyway, but you could only really do like one-legged trades, covered calls or something, just because of the commissions. All right, Tiger, what do you say? You feel like Alti's the best income fund? The fund clearly outperformed both red days since last Friday and this morning. The income to price decay makes it worthwhile as you accumulate. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I could not have said it better myself. All right, guys, so I'm going to get out of here because I got pizza night with the boys tonight. We're going to get some New York pizza because it's 2 for Tuesday. We're going to have pizza. We usually get together on my birthday and have a meal, but we're just going to do pizza night tonight. So I'm going to go. Hey, BR, I just noticed you. Oh, no, that was from earlier. I was going to say, I thought I already said hey to BR. Anyway, I was at the other end of the comments and didn't realize it. I thought, what's BR doing? Just getting here. Anyway, so I'm going to go do that and some other stuff. Have a video coming out at 6. I've set it to come out at 6, which is 7 your time. So let me show you the thumbnail and try to tease it a little bit. Where would it be? I don't know what I did with the thumbnail. It's called "Is Block Still Worth It?" And I look at blocks and I explain about the hedging that they've done recently, and that's kind of what I talk about. Is that really cool collar trade that they put on recently? But then I had AI type up a little report and put some numbers down there, and I'll share the report with the video. All right, guys, so that'll be on in about an hour. So watch that and let me know what you think. I'll probably be out to dinner. I don't think I'm going to be there live taking questions in the comments or anything. It's just going to be on without me. So anyway, you guys are in charge. Don't let the comment section get out of control. I think you guys are, one of you guys or 3 of you guys are moderators. If it ever gets out of control, just you can put somebody in timeout. I think I made Dan and maybe SB or BR moderators, probably Mark too. I don't know. I get confused on who's a moderator on YouTube versus who's a moderator on Discord. Anyway, but our comment section never gets out of control, so it should be good, right? All right, guys. Well, barring any last minute questions, or anything I think about saying later, Mark, I'm going to get out of here. It would be perfect if it could just linger between 5 and 6 forever. Marcus, I don't think it's going to do it. I think someday it's going to linger between 4 and 5. And then I think someday it'll linger between 3 and 5, or 3 and 4. But whatever, it can still be a good fund. It's been, it was lingering between 6 and 8 for a while. Now it's lingering between 5 and 6. And it's still a good fund, even though it's no longer lingering between 6 and 8. So anyway, all right, guys, well, we can always hope, right? I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.